Sometimes we all get so caught up in our busy lives. Well, this is a story that asks us to just hit pause for a moment. It's about a completely different way of seeing the world and what it really means to be rich.
And it all kicks off with this beautiful paradox. I mean, how can someone own absolutely nothing, but at the same time belong to everything? That question, well, it's at the very heart of the story of a man named Arun.
All right, so to really get this, we've got to meet the man himself. Let's dive in and get to know Arun and the world he lives in.
So picture this. His physical world is incredibly simple. He sleeps by a river, his coat is old and patched up, but what's really fascinating is this little insight into his philosophy. He feels that names are heavy things. Think about that. He's all about lightness, and that's a theme we're going to see pop up again and again.
I mean, if you made a list of what he lacks by our modern standards, that list would be pretty long. No house, no bank account, no phone constantly buzzing with notifications. He has none of the typical markers of a conventional life. So by all traditional measures, he's poor. But the story really wants us to ask, is he? Because Arun isn't a participant in the city's frantic race, he gets to be something else entirely, its sharpest observer. He sees the world in a way that people caught up in their own lives just can't. And this just paints such a vivid picture of what he sees. He notices all the little details, the quiet desperation, the performance of it all, the woman rushing, the couple bickering, the young lovers making promises you just know won't last. He sees the cracks, the smiles that are just for show. It's like he's watching a play, and he's the only one who knows the actors are all wearing masks. Now, this moment right here is a huge turning point. You have this businessman who seems to have it all, the soup, the whole look, sitting next to Arun, who has nothing. And after this tense phone call, the guy looks at Arun and says, "You're lucky." Why? Because Arun is free. Free from expectations, from disappointing people, from having to pretend. It's just a stunning thing for him to admit. Arun's response is so simple, but man, it's profound. He doesn't get defensive, he doesn't argue, he just points to what's real, the river and the sky. In a world full of performance, he's found his anchor in something that's totally 100% authentic. So, you might be wondering, how did Arun get to be this way?
Well, this wasn't a life he was born into. This perspective was actually forged by the life he left behind.
See, he used to have all that stuff, an apartment, a dining table, the whole deal. But the reality inside those four walls was this suffocating silence. The story says that this emotional emptiness, it was heavier than hunger. What a powerful line. It suggests that some kinds of poverty have nothing at all to do with money. And this is the absolute key to his transformation. For Arun, losing everything wasn't about destruction, it was a revelation. It stripped away all the non-essential layers, all the pretenses, until only his true self was left. He wasn't broken, he was peeled. So this brings us to the core idea of the whole story. If Arun lost all his material things, what did he gain? How does he measure wealth now? His new currency isn't money, it's moments. Simple, authentic, totally unscripted moments. A warm sunbeam on his face, the trust of a stray dog that just decides to sit with him, the spontaneous wave from a child. This is his treasure. This is stuff that can't be bought or performed. It can only be experienced. This is just the perfect metaphor for his perspective. He doesn't see himself as an outcast who got kicked out of the show. No, he feels like he found the secret backstage door, the quiet place where the actors take off their masks and you get to see what's real, away from the stage lights and the fake applause. And all of this leads to a final, really profound reward for living this way. What's the ultimate freedom that he's found? This exchange he has with a little girl, it's just beautiful. Kids often see things so much more clearly, don't they? She asks him this simple, direct question based on what she's been told, and his answer just reframes everything. His home isn't four walls, it's the sky, it's the world, it's everything he can see. And so the story leaves us with this final definition of true belonging. It's not about property or social status, it's about a connection to something much more fundamental, to authenticity, to the present moment, and to the world as it really is, not as we pretend it to be. And that really leaves us with a question to think about for ourselves. When you strip away all the performances and all the possessions, what's actually left? In a world of borrowed smiles and fragile promises, what is the one thing that is truly, authentically yours?